What's up, everybody, and welcome back to 1252 Sports Chicago. We are here live in the 1252 Sports Studios, here live at the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill, 159 Studios in beautiful downtown Lockport. Before we get started tonight, I want to give a shout out to all of our amazing sponsors, because without these sponsors, we're not able to do this. We're not able to give you the content that you guys want. Our amazing sponsors include Nick and Ivy Brewing here in downtown Lockport, John Darren Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group, right there. That's where they're at. They're amazing. You're looking to find and buy a home, those are the guys. Coach's Corner out in Orland Park, Fozzie Football, the Megaplex out in Homer Glen, Habano Cigars. If you guys are looking for a stogie, it's the place to go. Every Thursday, every last Thursday of the month, they have a beautiful event down there. Papa Joe's Pizza in Lockport and Orland Park, Stagecoach Saloon in downtown Lockport, and also, last but not least, the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill on 159th in Tinley Park. And on that note, guys, we are going to be right back. Sit back, relax, listen. We got a bunch of stuff for you tonight. All Bears talk tonight. Be prepared. We enjoy and bring on Lester Wiltfong from Windy City Gridiron. It's going to be a great time, guys. Sit back, enjoy, and we'll be right back. You are listening to 1252 Sports Entertainment. Parental discretion may be advised.
Woo! It's about that time. FatMike Chicago Sports. Yeah. Finally here. Shot City Sports is right here. Updates on news, get it here. No rumors, cause we keep it real. FatMike. Sit back, relax, sugar beer one of them nights.
Hey, this is Carmen DeFalco from ESPN Chicago, and you're listening to the Fat Mike Sports Show.
Hey, this is Dave Richard from CBS Sports, and you're listening to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
Hi, this is Jesse Rogers for the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Merkin, the longtime White Sox beat writer for MLB.com and proud graduate of the University of Michigan. You're listening to me on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
This is Chuck Arfine, and you are listening to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. It's the best.
Hey, what's up? This is Greg Braggs Jr. from Braggs in the Stands, and you're listening to my guys on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. Boom!
Hey everyone, Freddie Huebner from ESPN 1000. Great to be on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. I'm Dan Zaborski, senior writer for Fangraphs, and you're listening to Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
I'm JJ Stankovitz from NBCSportsChicago.com and the Undercenter podcast, and you are listening to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey Sparkle, you know what I listen to? It's the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show with my guy, Fat Mike. If you listen anywhere else, no jock. Listen to Fat Mike. The Fat.
And we are back, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show here live at the beautiful downtown, The Whistle Sports Bar and Grill, State Street Studios down here in Lockport, Illinois. It's beautiful down here. I love it down here. Without 159, without the Whistle and Sports Bar and Grill, we wouldn't have this. Without any of you guys, we wouldn't have this. All of our sponsors, you guys are amazing. We have a great night lined up for you guys tonight. We got Windy City Gridiron guy, our guy who gives us all of our Bears insight all the time, Lester A. Wiltfong, coming on with us. We're going to be talking defense. We're going to be talking offense. We're going to be talking stadium. We're going to be talking Justin Fields and Darnell Mooney. We're going to be talking a whole bunch of stuff, and I can't wait to get into that. As soon as he comes on here, he'll be in here in about 15 minutes. Before we touch on Bears, I do want to touch on baseball today a little bit. The Cubs, let's start that off. The Cubs on a heater with 6 games. 6 games in a row from our wonderful Chicago Cubs, playing out of their mind right now. I can't even believe it. Where did this team come from? Where's this team been? Now that they're getting rid of people, now it's come to the All-Star break, and they're going to be shopping Wills Contreras. They're going to be shopping Ian Happ, Dave Robertson. They're going to be shopping probably even more guys, maybe Michael Givens. Now they're starting to play good. Come on, guys. What are you doing here? I've been waiting for this. I have been waiting for this Bears team, this Cubs team all year. And now they're finally starting to do it. And you know what? I'm okay. I'm okay with it. You got to do what you got to do. Go out, make your trades, get this team ready and in position for the next couple of years here because we need it to happen already. We got to have it happen. The Cubs need a lot of help on that roster, and they're getting there. They're getting there. It was sad yesterday seeing Wilson Contreras and Ian Happ hugging the dugout, hug everybody coming out of the win of yesterday with the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I'm going to miss him. I'm definitely 100%. I am definitely going to miss Wilson Contreras, and maybe even partially, even though I couldn't stand him over the last couple of years, Ian Happ. I am going to miss these guys, especially Wilson Contreras. This guy's been a part of the Chicago Cubs for 13, 14 years now. He's been an absolute monster for this team. And now you got to get rid of him because, he deserves better. He does. He deserves better. You got to treat these players the way they want to be treated. Treat them how you would treat anybody else. Get Wilson Contreras on a team that's with a legitimate contender. Get him on over there. There's a couple teams that I find like in the dark horses for Wilson Contreras right now that would actually be really good fits. I think the one and not trying to boo all you Sox fans, not trying to take the wind out of your sails or anything like that, but the one that I think that's a really big dark horse would be the Minnesota Twins. They having trouble up there with their catchers and stuff like that. I could definitely see Wilson Contreras going on up there and making a huge impact. Huge, gigantic impact for the Minnesota Twins. Guy hits the ball. He's great behind the plate. He's great defensively. The White Sox could use somebody of Wilson Contreras' caliber, but the White Sox, I don't think the Cubs are going to deal anything to the White Sox. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't see it happening. I really don't. I don't see it happening. Now, on the other end, Ian Happ, he's going to be highly touted. He's switch hitter, right, left bat, plays center field, plays all the outfield positions, actually, and actually plays them defensively very well. He's a very good defensive outfielder. All right, so there's some fits there for him. There are some fits there for Ian Happ. David Robertson, anybody who needs a long arm, relief arm, not even a long arm, just a guy to go out there, get some saves, be a setup man. He's definitely going to be on the move, I think. Now let's go to the White Sox. The White Sox win a good one yesterday with Kopech on the mound, struggling again. This is one thing I've noticed as I've been watching the White Sox. The White Sox are struggling to find the strike zone with their starting pitchers. Absolutely struggling to find the strike zone. It's been tough. It's been really tough. They can't find it. It was for the first couple of weeks. It was Lance Lynn when he came off of his injury. Yesterday was Michael Kopech. He was all over the place. Somehow, some way, managed to get out of it. Somehow, some way, managed to prevail and go a couple innings to where the White Sox can get the W. Timely hitting helps, of course. And then today they drop a real bad stinker to the Colorado Rockies out there in Colorado. It was a tough break, tough loss. You go on out there, you bring what the hell is his name? What the hell is his name? Somebody help me. What's his name? I just had it. Kendall Graveman. Again, pitcher could not find the strike zone. What is going on with this team between leg injuries? And then that's another thing. Joe Kelly leaves with discomfort in his leg. What is going on here, guys? What is with this training staff? That'd be the very first question that I ask. Honestly, that's the very first question I would ask. What the hell is going on with this training staff that we can't find anybody that has healthy legs? It's craziness at this point. It's almost laughable. It's almost comical on how much they're banged up. Like, it really is. Between Eloy Jimenez hurting his leg 5 times this year, between Lou Bob now with vertigo, and also, if that's what it is, that can ruin his career, guys. You guys understand that? That can ruin his career. You don't want to see that happen. What is going on with this training staff? It's sad because this team on paper last year was this team on paper at the beginning of the year was supposed to be the top of the line team. It was supposed to be the top of the line team in the AL Central, and now they're struggling. I mean, when I say struggling, they are struggling. What is going on here? I'm going to quote Terminator 1. Who is an authority here? Who is an authority of the training staff for the Chicago White Sox? Because all these injuries should not be popping up as frequent as they are. Now, I know I give a lot of shit. I give a lot of crap. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to hone down on my swearing. I know I give a lot of crap to Yasmani Grandal. And ever since he's been back off the IL, he's been actually very, very good. Today, again, coming up with 2 hits and 2 clutch RBIs to give the White Sox the lead when they needed it the most. Very clutch. Very, very clutch. Last night, again, bloop single, got a couple nice hits, got a couple RBIs. He's been tearing it up since he's been back. But how can he maintain that? But then again, also last night, when I've been saying the past couple weeks, base hit to the one side of the field, and I seen him completely clog up the bases when he was on second base. They didn't send him from third. So I'm not too far from the truth on this, guys. I'm not too far from the truth on this. I'm truly not. It's going to be this deadline here is going to be one of the most exciting deadlines that I've seen in years past. It truly is. And again, guys, please, I know we're talking baseball right now. We got literally 5-10 minutes before Lester Wiltfong from Windy City Gridiron comes on with us, and we are going to be talking Bears all night. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Frank Marshall, what's up, stud? Sox know how to break hearts. Let's bring Frank's comments in here. The White Sox know how to break hearts. When things look good, they immediately shit the bed. Yeah, Frank, you aren't too far. My guy, Andrew Tarbill, I haven't seen him in a long time. Tarbill, how's it going, my man? Studio looks good. Thank you, Tarbill. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, we are going to be sitting here talking with Lester Wiltfong here in a minute as soon as we're done talking about the White Sox here. This, and like I was saying, this deadline here, this trade deadline is going to be a very, very exciting deadline. There's a bunch of pieces, there's a bunch of teams right now. I heard that the Phillies were interested in Ian Happ. Okay, and the Phillies are just in the wild card hunt. That's it. All right, the Yankees, I'm sure, would love to have Ian Happ instead of an aging Aaron Hicks out there. All right, especially with Giancarlo Stanton now banged up. He's going to be on the 10-day IL I seen with, what was it, a knee or a hamstring? Something along those lines. These teams, there's a lot of teams that need some help here. A lot of teams. You can go up and down the line. You can go Houston. I would love to see, well, not love to see, but I mean, a good fit for Wilson Contreras would be the Houston Astros. They got Martin Maldonado out there catching for him. Yeah, he's decent defensively. He's not Wilson Contreras with the stick or with the glove. That could be a big difference maker for a team like Houston going up against the first round, second round against somebody like, again, the White Sox, the Twins, the Yankees, whomever. It could be a big, big difference. You also got teams like I said, dark horse for Wilson Contreras. You get dark horse. I'm saying Minnesota Twins. They could use him in a second. I could definitely see both Happ and Contreras going to the Minnesota Twins if you get enough back and help. There's a lot of questions. Guys. With the White Sox, are they going to be buyers or sellers? If they keep on playing 500 ball, what do you do? My White Sox fans here in the chat. Excuse me. My White Sox fans here in the chat. What do you do if you're 2 games out of the division come the deadline? Are you buying or are you selling? What if, 2 games, okay, fine, you're probably buying. All right, but what if you're 3.5 out? What if you're 3.5 out at the deadline? Are you buying or are you selling? And what are you selling? Because you got to give something to get something. You have to give something to get something. Look what the Cubs gave up for Aroldis Chapman in 2016. They gave up Gleyber Torres. They gave up another guy too. There was another guy in that deal. I forget who. But they got Aroldis Chapman back. And without Aroldis Chapman, the Cubs don't win the 2016 World Series. All right. I mean, it's just honest. It's truth is what it is. The Cubs thought they were going to do something back in 2017 when they traded for Quintana. We gave up what we thought was a huge prospect at the time in Eloy Jimenez. Proves that he can't stay healthy. But Dylan Cease has been arguably one of the best pitchers in all of baseball throughout the entire year. Arguably. Okay? And I will argue that. But his numbers are fantastic. He's saucing a low 2 ERA, has 9-10 wins on the year, has the most strikeouts in the AL. He's pitching out of his mind. And we got Quintana. Okay. Not really all that great. So, I don't know. But it's going to be fun. There's rumors about everybody up and down the line for Juan Soto. Is he going to be shopped before the deadline? I don't know. I don't think so. All right, guys, it's enough baseball talk right now. My guy, it looks like he has a full beer in his hand already. It's perfect. That's perfect. So we're going to bring him on right now. Lester Wiltfong from Windy City Gridiron joining us right now. Here we go.
What's
Lester,
up?
my man.
What's going on, Mike? How you doing?
I'm good, my man. How are you?
Doing good.
I got a lot of questions for you, my man. Like I said, this is going to be Bears talk now, guys. It's Bears talk from here on out the rest of the show.
Nice.
We will talk maybe a little bit of baseball, maybe some stuff at the end with today in sports history if we get enough time to do so. But it's going to be football, predominantly football from here on out. Lester, I got a lot of questions for you, my man. Today's the start of training camp. Today's the start of training camp. We're really happy. I'm really happy about this. But before we get to training camp topics, I want to talk a little bit about what happened in the draft in the offseason here.
Sure.
The Bears went really heavy in the draft this year and in the offseason, really heavy, and went out and addressed the offensive line, especially as of late, adding former Viking Dozier, who's now on tore his ACL.
He's out of
suffered an ACL, season-ending ACL injury. But they brought in veterans Riley Reif and Michael Schofield. How big are these additions, and how do you see this O-line looking this year?
Yeah, it's funny. Like last week, if you would have asked me how the O-line was, I'd say it's full of question marks. It's probably the worst position group on the roster. And then just in a matter of a couple days, there's still some question marks, but at least you have two competent professional offensive linemen in the fold. We're not talking Pro Bowl level. We're not talking guys that are necessarily above average. I mean, if they can play a replacement level average style football for the Bears, that's an upgrade right now with Reif and with Schofield at right guard. So there's still some question marks. The right tackle, we'll see what happens there. But I feel way better about the O-line than I did last week.
How do you feel about Tevin Jenkins? Are Chicago fans and Chicago media really forcing the situation that he needs to be the number one guy?
I mean, I don't know how much is being forced. It's he's not Ryan Poles' pick. He's not. He was a Ryan Pace guy, and as much as Ryan Poles came in and talked about how he likes his old lineman to be mean and nasty and to really get after a defender. We thought, oh, that's Tevin Jenkins. That was his college tape. That's what he did in college. The limited reps he had for the Bears last year. That's the guy he looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Just natural fit. But he had, I think, six practices in the OTAs. He was a right tackle, and then he was the backup right tackle for 6 practices. The first day of training camp, there he is, backup right tackle still. So I still feel once the pads go on, he'll be the guy. But until we see it, who knows?
Okay. All right. The Bears went heavy on the secondary with their first 2 picks in the 2022 draft here with picks 39 and 48. 39 being Kyler Gordon, cornerback out of Washington, 0 touchdowns in 18 starts against him in college at Washington. And at 48, Jaquan Brisker, safety out of Penn State, 0 penalties in his last 2 seasons, Lester. Of these 2, who do you see making an immediate impact, or both, or at either? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think both. I mean, I think with Brisker, he should be a day one starter. I mean, he was all throughout offseason. With Gordon, he had a small injury at some point in the offseason, so he didn't practice much. But here he is today, first day of camp. He was out there on the practice field, good to go. Coach Flus said that he was playing outside and nickel. They're kind of moving him all around. He raves about him. I mean, this guy, you talked about, you watch his college tape, he's a perfect fit for what the Bears want to do. He's a physical player. He has good instincts. He understands the zone concepts, and I think he's going to fit in nice. And he may not be a day one starter like Brisker is, but he's going to be starting pretty quickly.
Okay, all right. Some news broke the other day about our number 1 player on the defensive side of the ball. We all know who it is. Our number 1, our captain, Roquan Smith, Mr. Number 58, saying that he's not holding out, but rather holding in. Explain to our audience here and to the people who may not know what exactly that means.
I mean, he's there. He's at Hallis Hall. They put him on the PUP list today, physically unable to perform list. And, the Bears haven't come out and said it, but, speculation is they put him on the PUP list so he can still be on the field with his teammates. He can still be engaged in what's going on. He's there for the mental part of the game, the reps that he's getting through the mental reps, but he's not going to practice. He wants new paper. And, quite frankly, he deserves it. I mean, his 5th-year option was picked up. He's getting a pretty good paycheck this season. But, man, the life of an NFL player is short. You got to get paid when you can get paid. He's in a situation now where you should extend him. I mean, the contract, it's going to be big. I mean, let's be honest. It's going to be a pretty big contract. But $100 million in cap space next season. This year they have enough to get something done. So if it was me, I'd pay him. But I understand the Bears want to slow play it a little bit.
Well, he's definitely one of the best linebackers in the entire National Football League. And you see what Levante David got paid. You see what Darius Leonard got paid from the Colts. Levante David, obviously, from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I think he's better than both of those guys. So, I mean, let's get real here. Now, I heard today, this is another question, they were going to put him at weak side linebacker.
Yeah.
This is a big issue because now we're going back to the 4-3 again, what Flus likes to run. But the past couple of years, the system that he was brought up in here in Chicago was a 3-4, not a 4-3. So, how much concern is this to you, or should be for Bear fans, that he's now going to be starting to play more of a coverage linebacker role like Lance Briggs used to play in the 4-3?
I mean, if you look at Lance Briggs, that's a good comp for him because it was the Lovie Smith Tampa 2 defense back in the day, But the Bears don't really blitz their guys anyway in that old defense. Lance Briggs wasn't a blitzer, but playing the will in this defense, it keeps him clean. He is the guy that is able to chase and make plays, which we saw Briggs do. I think it's a good fit for him. I think it's a better fit than the Mike in this scheme. I think he's going to make a lot of plays. He is good in coverage. And in today's NFL, you got to cover. Roquan Smith can cover. Another thing that with Briggs did, back in the day is he always, back then they called them stuffs. They didn't have the tackles for loss stat really back then, but Pro Football Focus tracked something called stuffs, and that was basically a tackle for loss, what it was called, these days. So Briggs was always one of the top guys in that. And again, Roquan Smith, since he's been in the league, one of the better guys at reading and diagnosing a play, making the play behind the line of scrimmage as the will. He'll be able to do that. I think it's going to be big for him. I'm expecting once he's in camp, which I think he will be, Pro Bowl, All Pro with Roquan Smith.
That was my next question, Les. I was going to say, do you foresee the Chicago Bears and Roquan Smith getting a deal done before the end of training camp, or at least by the preseason game times?
They got to do it. I mean, he is the best player on that defense. Like I said, the money's going to be big, but right now, the way the roster's constructed, if you're not spending some of that cash on a guy like Roquan Smith, what are you waiting for? You know what I mean?
Right.
Get him paid, get him locked up, get him happy. He's 23, 24 years old. I mean, he's relatively young. I mean, he was drafted, I think, at 20. So this is a guy that has a lot of football in front of him. Give him another big contract and see what happens.
Right. He's our defensive captain, man. We cannot afford to lose him at all, plain and simple. He is our defensive captain on that side of the ball. It's just what it is. Lester, sticking with the defensive side of the ball, Robert Quinn skipped the entire offseason program plus mandatory minicamp and missed heavy rumors of him wanting out, and then shows up today at Hallis Hall reporting and participating in the team's first practice.
Yeah.
Raising question to me, what the hell is going on here? And then he goes after practice, says, and I quote him in saying, I expect to be here, but if not, that's out of my control. And then when asked to be clear, he stated, I never expected to go anywhere. Still, to me, it doesn't seem or say like he wants to be here in Chicago. Lester, what are your thoughts on this quote and stuff by Robert Quinn?
When you hear him talk, he's like just a laid back.
He is.
Dude,
he's so
right?
chill. He's so chill.
So I think he's content. I mean, if the Bears are going to suck and he's here and the Bears are not good, I think he's fine with it. I mean, he's a lot of guys in this situation will want to chase the ring. He's 32 years old. He's still a top edge rusher in the game. The Bears could move him, and I do think the Bears will trade him if the right deal comes around. But I think Quinn's content. I think he's he doesn't want to move again. He's talked about it a few times. He talked about it in the offseason. He talked about it again today. So if he stays, he stays. But I think he'll just roll with the punches. Whatever happens with him. Right.
See, I that first year that we had Robert Quinn here, I was on his butt, man. I really was. I was like, where's the guy we got from Dallas? Where's the guy with these 12 sacks? Where is this man? And I was on his butt. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was all over him, like stink on poop. Like I was not happy with him. And then last year he comes out and just completely changed that Bears defense with the sack totals that he brought up, and it was amazing. It was amazing. I got one other defensive side of the question, Lester, before we move on to a quick little break and start talking some offense. If you still have time, I still got a lot more stuff for you, my man. I wasn't joking when I about everything. But
you're ready, man. I like it. You got the
listen, man. I'm not shit faced today. I'm not hammered today. So I'm trying to tone it down a little bit. I got to start being a little more professional. You know.
See?
This stuff last year, the last 2 years, we've all seen Eddie Jackson just kind of go by the wayside and just kind of remove himself from physical plays on the defensive side of the football. What are the Bears going to do about this? I mean, what do you see? Do you see him bouncing back this year with the additions of Brisker and with the additions of Kyler Gordon? Yeah, Kyler Gordon. Yeah.
I mean, this defense is a better fit for him. I mean, when he was thriving in Vic Fangio's scheme, Vic Fangio, let him play a little more deep stuff. That's where he's at his best at read and react, playing more zone. The last few years, I mean, I know we want to talk about his tackling, and he was never a good tackler to begin with. He's not a physical player. He's more of a free safety, but last year he was the Bears' best slot defender by a wide margin. When he comes up in the box, he's not coming up in the box to be physical. He's coming in the box to cover tight ends or slot receivers. And he was the Bears' best slot defender by far last year. So he can cover. He's not getting the turnovers. Part of that is, scheme related, how he's used. I think this is a good fit for him. And, he's still, he's under contract for a couple years here. I think he will bounce back. I think playing with Brisker is a good fit. Brisker reminds a lot of people his college tape of Amos, and Amos will get down and he will make those, plays in the box. I mean, he'll go down and
physicality plays.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a different style. He's got a different guy next to him. So I think it's a good fit, and he'll bounce back. I mean, he may not bounce all the way back to be a first team All-Pro, but I think the turnovers are coming, especially with Coach Flus, man. He preaches turnovers. It's nonstop all day. Get the ball out. That's what he wants.
Well, if there's one thing the Indianapolis Colts were good at the last few years was forcing turnovers. That's for damn sure. So, I mean, that's a good thing. That's a good sign. I'm really happy about this. Lester, hang out for a second. We got a couple breaks to get into, guys. We're sitting here live here at 1252, live at the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill Studios at 159 down here in beautiful downtown Lockport. And we are going to take a quick little break, and we will be back from Lester Wiltfong from Windy City Gridiron as soon as we come back. Sit back, relax, hang on a second.
Hello, this is Paul from Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. We are located at 1026 South State Street in historic downtown Lockport, Illinois. We are very excited to be partnering up with the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show, as well as the 1252 brand, because we are one of the few Chicagoland breweries that embrace sports and sports culture. Come in for a fresh brewed beer made right here in Lockport while catching the game of your favorite team. Stay for the live music that we have booked every weekend, or just come for a cozy atmosphere to enjoy a good conversation with a friend, loved one, or complete stranger. Nick and Ivy makes you feel right at home no matter what the occasion is. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching for Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. Visit our website for our up-to-date tap list, or to go shopping on our online store at nickivybrewing.com. That's NIKIVY brewing.com. Come in today for a fresh brewed beer born and raised in Lockport, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Darren, licensed real estate broker with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group in Homer Glen. Are you looking to buy or sell? Have you been disappointed in the past? The Jonathan Darren team with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group focuses on providing you with a concierge level of service during the process of buying or selling. We are a service-oriented team with a fresh and professional approach to selling real estate. Our goal is to combine knowledge, skills, and passion to exceed our clients' expectations, and most of all, we truly care. We are a knowledgeable real estate team focused on offering expertise and innovative solutions for our clients. The Jonathan Darren team has 5 full-service real estate brokers and a dedicated full-time marketer servicing all of Chicagoland. We will customize a detailed plan around your timeline for a sale, purchase, investment, estate, or other needs. Real estate transactions can be stressful, but don't need to be. Let us handle it for you. Visit our website, homesbyjdt.com, or call 708-308-1938 today. Expect better in real estate. Choose the Jonathan Darren team.
Hi, this is Kathy O'Connell at Coach's Corner, located at 8118 West 143rd Street in Orland Park. Our phone number is 708-364-1026. We are Orland Park's #1 sports bar. Come in for our wonderful beer menu and seltzers with a fully stocked bar. Watch a game, drink a beer, and try something off our amazing menu. We have everything to choose from: nachos, potato skins, and our house-made bar chips to start off with. Then try our tacos, burgers, and one of our delicious sandwiches. And don't leave without trying our famous jumbo wings. They do not disappoint. Coach's Corner. It will sure to become your local bar. Again, we are located at 8118 West 143rd Street in Orland Park. Come see us today.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Sitting here live at 1252 Sports, live at the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill 159 Studios in beautiful downtown Lockport, and we have special guest Lester Wiltfong on here from Windy City Gridiron. Les, really quick before we get into the offense, what exactly are you doing over there at Windy City Gridiron? Give everybody a heads up of what you guys do over there.
I mean, it's all Bears all the time. I mean,
all Bears all the time. Bear down.
We got like what's up there today? Today we got Aaron Lemming's mailbags up there today. We got a camp recap. Greg Gabriel writes for the site now. He has his article still up there from a couple days ago. So, we're gonna have a lot of camp coverage. I'll be at camp the next couple of days, over the weekend. We're gonna have one of our other guys there for 3 days. We got a bunch of guys ready to cover it, and podcasts, video, written word. It's everything.
There you go, man. That's excellent. You and I got tickets to every day. I'm not going to the first couple ones here because I got some different priorities that I got to get to. I got my brother's bachelor party that's coming up weekend.
Oh man,
so that should be fun.
Be careful.
No, we'll be fine. I asked for strippers. He said no, and but we're doing Star Wars instead. A bunch of Star Wars. Like a bunch of nerds, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
That
but it's okay.
Like a good time.
It's going to be a fun time. It is going to be a fun time. So, Lester, let's get back on the Bears talk here. I definitely want to start hitting up with the offensive side of the ball. And again, Lester, thank you so much for hanging out, shooting the breeze with us tonight. Thank you for everything, talking everything Bears with us here tonight. Time to move on to some offense here. The main thing the Bears have been lacking for way over 25 years is offense. But there are some bright spots, Les. There are some bright spots, okay? Last year, Darnell Mooney had a very impressive coming out party, emerging as the Bears' #1 go-to target, whether because of injury to Allen Robinson and other wide receivers. Darnell Mooney took it in stride and didn't look back, leading the Bears with 81 receptions, 1,055 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Lester, Mr. Mooney Money has been extremely vocal leading up to camp about how him and Justin Fields have been on the same path, the same point, saying that they're similar guys and how nothing's been forced. He says the offensive playbook is a night and day difference and that he has unbelievable faith in Justin Fields. How excited as Bears fans should we be about this combo of Fields to Mooney? Because right now, Les, 100%, dude, I'm all in.
I'm in too. I think that's I think we saw a bit of their connection last year. I mean, they really clicked in the offseason. They did a whole bunch of stuff together. I mean, at that point, it was, Justin Fields didn't get any reps to ones, but he for sure got plenty of reps with Mooney in the offseason. And, that carried on. And, those two have been working out together the whole offseason. They push each other. I mean, they want to make each other better. They're trying to outwork each other. And I think you're going to see both guys really blossom this year in the new offense. And like you said, the offense is night and day. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the first few games look, because it's going to be nothing like we saw in Chicago in the Matt Nagy era.
Right. And last year, I mean, I was the first one to say, well, first off, I want to say about Darnell Mooney. I wrote an article a few years back. It's Darnell Mooney's rookie season, actually, going into last season after his rookie season. Excuse me 1 second. I wrote an article saying that I thought that Darnell Mooney had every bit of potential being the next Tyreek Hill. And I still, to this day, I truly mean that, because his speed, his knowledge of where he's at on the field, the way he can catch the ball, his route running, the way he plays physical when somebody plays man on him, it's a big thing. And it's a big thing for a smaller wide receiver, okay? Somebody like a Tyreek Hill, somebody like an Antonio Brown, who they're a little bit smaller, and you're going up against 6'3", 6'4" cornerbacks sometimes, I still believe Darnell Mooney has every bit of potential on that. I really like what's coming out of Darnell Mooney's mouth. I really do.
Yeah, I like Mooney. I think you mentioned the size. I mean, that was one of his knocks. He was, I think,
Right.
5'10", 170-ish when he came out. He's up over 180 now. I mean, he's working to put on some size. So, that will help him in the long run. He has the speed. He has the route running. He has pretty good hands. And I can't wait to see how the Bears use him in this offense.
I want to see Tyreek Hill meets Hines Ward. That's what I want to see.
Okay.
That's what I want to. That's what I want to see out of Darnell Mooney. Is that so bad? Is that so bad for me to wish for and hope?
Let's throw some Jerry Rice in there too. Let's just get them all.
Let's throw some Jerry Rice. I'm just going on size aspect. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got you.
Hines Ward was a little guy too, but he'd whip the hell out of you at the line.
He would. Yeah, he would.
You know what I mean?
Like
Okay,
Steve Smith style. Yeah, I got
you. Steve Smith again, another physical. I mean, he would beat you up and then talk smack to you as he does it.
Yeah,
that was huge. They get inside your head and then beat you for a burner of 15 or 25. It's few and far between those guys, man. It's few and far between. I've been very vocal and very adamant about saying that last year was not a fair year to Justin Fields to give him a full evaluation or grade on our now quarterback one, Justin Fields. Between injury and the horrific play calling and coaching, I firmly believe that you cannot give him a grade. Okay. What does Justin Fields need to prove to everyone from the NFL to coaches to us, the diehard Chicago Bear fans? What does Justin Fields need to prove this year?
I think he has the right mentality. I mean, he is the QB1. I mean, that he's embraced that. He's embraced the leadership role on this franchise. He is the face of the franchise. I mean, he's the man, and I think he understands that going in. There is no Dalton behind him or waiting for him. He knows this is his show now, and like you said last year, it's hard to put a grade on him. I mean, he had some mistakes, but he didn't get a lot of help. I mean, some of those game plans, you just have to wonder, what was Matt Nagy thinking? Why wouldn't you let him do the things he's good at? He excelled last year in play action. He excelled last year when he was outside the pocket. He excelled last year in throwing the deep ball, and the Bears didn't do those three things very often. So this offense will let him do what he's good at. It's going to be built around his skills, and I think he's going to have a real nice season. I'm not saying he's going to be a top-notch, elite quarterback, this year. He's going to show that he is definitely worthy of that franchise moniker, though.
The thing that you just said that really stuck out to me was something it's something that we've been hearing over the last, since 2017. Where, he throws better out of the pocket. He throws better on the move. He throws better as being an athlete. This is all the same things that we heard with Mitchell Trubisky. Doesn't that sound a little bit like Mitch, though? I mean, I understand that now we're in a different coaching regime, and hopefully that Flus lets him play as an athlete and not just as a stand-up straight-back quarterback. But are we just still too fresh of that Mitch wound where we're still a little hesitant?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, if you look at Justin Fields in college, though, I mean, he was a drop back passer. That's what he did in that offense. He wasn't a guy that was on the move much, but as a rookie, he thrived in that. And then you look at Mitch. Mitch had some nice stretches in Chicago. Obviously, I mean, he made a Pro Bowl one year, and then I think the year, it was an alternate, but out. It was an alternate that year, but he had a nice season, that year. I mean, it was decent. He was smart with the ball. But then, the league kind of caught up to the Nagy offense. So then he tried to switch things up. And I think we saw the year they made the playoffs when they kind of spacked in, they did a lot of the offense we're going to see this year, a lot of the bootlegs, the boot slide offense, the rollouts. We saw them do that. And it was successful to a point, but, it's too hard to kind of just switch things up. And, once you played some better teams, the Packers exposed them. The Saints in the playoffs exposed them. So, it's interesting, the comp between these two, but I just think the pedigree from Fields coming in is a lot higher than it was with Mitch coming in. I think the upside is higher with Fields. So, we have to see it happen on the field, obviously, but I'm pretty comfortable thinking that Justin Fields is going to be that guy moving forward.
I'm in the same exact boat, man. I'm just saying I don't want to get that mix back into it again, where we're doubting this kid and doubting the coaching staff and not letting this kid be who he actually is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I don't want to get into that thing, into that void of where we were at with Mitch. You know what I mean? Where it was like, it's not Mitch, it's the system, it's this, Well, all that'll be proven this year with Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh and Justin Fields here in Chicago underneath the new system.
Exactly.
Another question for you. This is a good one. I like this question. I wrote this one down specifically for you because I was listening to your podcast the other day. I was listening to what you were saying. Is Ryan Poles in the front office giving Justin Fields enough capable and reliable options besides Mooney? Look at the depth chart here. All right. At the depth charts, obviously, you got Justin Fields. You got David Montgomery, right? Your starting three wideouts would be Mooney, Pringle, and Velus Jones Jr., Equiminius St. Brown and Keel Harry, Daz Newsome, Dante Pettis, David Moore, and Tajay Sharp. Is that enough to make Justin Fields succeed this year? And don't forget, and also we also have Cole Kmet. I forgot the Cole Kmet option.
I mean, the Bears believe it to be so. I think this kind of shows you that the Bears believe in Darnell Mooney as being that guy,
the number one, right?
I mean, they believe in him. If you look at the target share, okay, Mooney's going to be the top targeted guy. They signed Byron Pringle. It wasn't a big money deal. It was just a 1-year deal. So they believe in him enough for a season to kind of fill a role. I kind of see Pringle playing out of the slot a little more. I think the other starting receiver is going to be either St. Brown or now they have Harry in the fold. One of those guys are going to start there. But that other starting receiver, he's not going to be their top targeted guy. I think it's going to be Mooney, probably Cole Kmet, your next targeted guy, or Pringle, one of those two. And then I think, you have to kind of see how the rest of the guys fall in behind the running backs, because I think they're going to throw a lot to David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert, Tristan Ebner. I think they want to mix things up with screens as well. So is there enough? I mean, you can always have more, but I think the Bears are comfortable with the group they have. They like Jones as a playmaker coming in there off the bench. I think is probably his best role there. So again, how do they fit within the scheme? I think the key is they brought in guys they feel fit Luke Getsy's offense. And I think we're going to see, like I said, they always could use more, but I think for this season, as Bears fans, we're going to be content in what they have.
All right. Now that's the one question I wanted to ask you is about, this is why I waited so long to bring him up. I know I should have brought him up earlier when we were talking about the draft and stuff like that, but Velus Jones Jr.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hype around this kid. When we first drafted him, everybody's sitting there, Devin Hester 2.0. Knock it off. Right? Knock it off, right? We don't even know yet. We don't know what this kid can do. What are your thoughts on the tape that you've watched, and what have you seen from the tape that you've watched of Velus Jones Jr.?
Devin Hester's going to the Hall of Fame. That's just not a fair comparison that fans want to make. With Jones, though, I mean, he in college, he's an older rookie. But there are a lot of older rookies this year. A knock on him as well. It waited till he was much older before he really thrived in college, but he wasn't really used much in college. I mean, his tape this last season showed you what he could do, with the ball in his hands. I mean, he is good after the catch. He's a physical player, and you can't teach speed. He's a 4.3 speed guy. So in the offense, they're going to scheme him up some looks. They're going to scheme him up some drag routes across the middle. They're going to get him the ball on the move. And I think you're going to see him pop a few big ones this year.
All right. Well, I'm excited. I'm really excited, man. You got me all excited for Bears football now, man. You really do. You truly do. And now
this is the time of year for hope, though. It's good to have.
It is. And now I got. We're going to talk about the stadium here, but before we bring that up to point, with how the roster currently sits and how the NFC North sits and stuff like that, Packers obviously losing Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones splitting carries up there now because he's a little banged up and this, that, and the other thing. How do you see the Bears finishing out the year in this division? Where do you see the Bears I know it's preseason.
Yeah.
All right. But where do you see the Bears finishing out in this division, and what do you expect to see, and what do you want to see from the Chicago Bears this year, record-wise?
I mean, I would love to see him pushing for 500 because I think at the NFC that gets you, close to the playoffs. But I don't know. I just don't. I see with a new scheme in offense, a new scheme on defense, they have one of the youngest rosters in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers still plays for the Packers. As long as he's there, I mean, the Packers are going to be the favorite. The Vikings are kind of doing their own reset, but they're a little more established on both sides of the ball than the Bears are at this point. So, Then you look at the Lions. I mean, they've had some nice drafts the last few years. They're in year 2 of their rebuild, so on paper, they should be further along than the Bears are. So it would not be surprised me to see the Bears battling it out for 3rd and 4th place with the Lions. Maybe 6 wins, 7 wins. If everything goes right, maybe a little more. But I got my expectations a little realistic, and I just want to see the young guys develop. That's what I want to see, because the following season, if Justin Fields is showing that he's that guy moving forward, if some of the young guys on the roster showing that they're worthy of the next contract they're going to get at some point, then I think in 2 years this team should be ready to contend for a playoff spot on a consistent basis.
Right. I 100% agree with you. See, I wanted to answer this with you, okay? Because I'm along the lines of this, Les, and this is no BS, man. What I want to see the Bears do is I want to see them go out there and progress their younger players. I want to see progression out of their younger players. Justin Fields, Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, David Montgomery, Jalen Brisker, everybody. I mean, they're so young. Their studs are so young. Okay, you want to see visible improvement out of every single one of these guys, right? But I also want to see them go 4-13 because
that draft pick. Yeah.
I want that pick, man. I want that pick. I want to embrace the stink. Look at what happened 2 years ago when Cincinnati, they were in every flipping game. They were in every game. Then they go out and draft Jamar Chase, and then boom, they're in the flipping Super Bowl. I mean, come on, man. How awesome is that? I mean, I know we're far from that. Okay. I know we're far from that. Okay. I understand that. But if you can go on out there and stink it up, get that pick and do what you need to do, there is no doubt in my mind, you can be one of those worst to first teams, especially in this division right now with an aging Aaron Rodgers, losing Devontae Adams. He really does not have a weapon up there right now currently. I'm not saying Amari Rodgers is going. Amari Rodgers, be careful, guys. Amari Rodgers is a sneaky good wide receiver. Okay, I'm just telling you guys this right now. All right, but I mean, I could see it happening. I really could. But I can also see this, Les, and please tell me that I'm wrong. I'm looking for your insight to tell me that I'm wrong. Can you see the Chicago Bears winning 10 games this year?
No, not this season. I think they're going to be in a lot of games.
Look at their schedule. Look at their schedule.
The schedule's easy, but I mean, it's easy on paper now. I mean, things have a way of changing. A couple injuries can really change the whole dynamic of what's going on there. I mean, it would be nice to see it happen. I mean, like I said,
it wouldn't. That would be a bad thing.
I'm never going to root for the L. I'm always going to root for the W. And I just look at how the way the roster is constructed. They're going to be in a ton of games because of the hits philosophy, the tracking of the loafs. I mean, it's a new mentality. I mean, they're going to be a try hard bunch. I mean, this is what we're going to see. We're going to see them always hustling, always going all out. They probably should commit to the run a little more than we saw in the past. That lends itself to a slower game as far as what happens there. So they're going to be in games, and then if Justin Fields takes that step, I mean, if he becomes a playmaker, who knows? In the fourth quarter, he may, pull a few of those out.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I could totally see this team. I want them to go 4-13, but I can totally see this team going 10-7.
You're believing? Okay.
I'm telling you, there's just something about it, and I have this. And usually, when I have these gut feelings like this, man, when I have these gut feelings like this, they're usually right.
Oh, okay.
They're usually right, and I can see this team being one of those teams that was like, son of a bitch, there goes your pick. And
if that happens, that's good.
You won 10 games, but now you got to figure it out again. You got to figure it out again because, again, right, if everything goes par for the course, right? You got Riley Reif. You just signed Michael Schofield. You're boosting up your O-line a little bit. You still got Larry Bourne. You got Tevin Jenkins. You got a new center. You got this. You got that. Look out now. Now you got Justin Fields some protection. Now that's all you need is another wide receiver. You go out and draft a wide receiver in the later rounds next year. Who knows? It's one of those things, man. I'm telling you, it's crazy. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I am. I'm all about it, Les. I'm all about it. So let's get on the stadium talk really quick, and I'll kick you on out of here. Thank you again for hanging out with us so long. Sure. I don't mean to keep you all night, man. I was really excited to talk Bears with you, my man.
I know, man. It's good. I'm good.
You and I were talking last week after I got done with the show. I was super pumped up to bring you on and talk some Bears and stuff like that. We still got to meet down there at training camp one of these days. We will definitely for sure. I got all the tickets. So
we'll catch up.
Obviously, this whole stadium thing has been crazy. All right. Lori Lightfoot says at the beginning of it, why don't you be relevant past October? Bears pretty much take that to heart. And then they start looking into Arlington. They end up buying the land for Arlington. And now she's trying to kind of, backplay it a little bit too late. Am I on the right path here, you think?
I mean, I don't think no matter what the city does, I think it's pretty much they're going to go. I just think they can get a better deal. If they move, it'll be their field. The revenue, the seats, there's no downsides to going to Arlington Heights, except for you're not in Chicago on the lakefront. I mean, it's cool. I mean, the stadium there where it is really cool, but it's better for them, better for the franchise long-term to just go ahead and move and get that brand new, nice state-of-the-art stadium built there in Arlington Heights.
I think so too. I mean, and listen, the one thing I haven't been to a home Bears game and I don't know how long. And the reason for that is because it sucks getting in and out of there. Literally, it's terrible getting in and out of Soldier Field. It stinks. It stinks. All right. It's literally an hour and a half in, an hour and a half back, and I live 25 minutes away.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I'm literally 25 minutes away. I'm literally at Harlem in 47th. That's where I'm at. So it takes me 25 minutes to get there. Nope. To get into there, when you get close, it's an hour and a half in and an hour and a half out, and it's just not worth it. Now, if you take Arlington Heights, I can take 88 to 355 or 55 to 355, 355 shoot up, and I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, where Soldier Field is, there's just not much to do in that general area. So I mean,
that's the other thing too. There's nothing to do up there.
Yeah. So if you're in Arlington Heights and they do build out the area like they're talking about, now when the game ends, you go to the sports bar, you go to the restaurant, you go back to the hotel, which is going to be right there near it. So the traffic congestion, which a lot of people are worried about the traffic, I don't think it'll be as bad because in Chicago, when the game ends, it's mass exodus. Everyone leaves because what are you going to do? Stay there on the museum campus and do nothing? So I think if you're in Arlington Heights, I think you'll have a more reason to stick around. You'll hang out in that area. You'll have some fun. You'll, go to the bar, go to the restaurant, go to the casino if that's in play there as well. So I think there'll be more stuff to do. It just makes sense from a money standpoint. And then, the bonus here is if they do move, if they raise the value of the franchise, maybe the McCaskies will sell now.
Whoa. Fingers crossed, huh?
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, eh?
So
fingers crossed. The one thing I will say is this: if and when they do move, I will say this. I went to go see the Bears play Cleveland last year when Justin Fields was absolutely murdered.
That's a terrible
murdered
game.
in Cleveland. All right. It was single-handedly the worst game I've ever been live at or watched in my entire life. But the one thing I will say that Cleveland has going for them is the Muni lot down there. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, Les. The Muni lot in Cleveland is absolutely ridiculous, man. It is huge. And when I'm look it up, you can pull up pictures of it. This thing is like 7 football fields long. Like it's huge. It's massive. Okay. Absolutely massive. The best part about the Muni lot, right? The best part about that game was watching all the fans not go to the game. You do not need a ticket to sit there and hang out and tailgate with your buddies, hanging out in the tailgate lounge. You bring your camper in, you set up your TV, you bring your keg of beer, you hang out there with your friends all day eating food. I saw a dude take out a couch, put it in the parking lot, and set up his TV with a keg of beer right next to it with his buddies.
Nice.
How kick-ass is that? Now, if this is something that the Bears are going to do, this is something that I want. I'd go up there just for that. Hang out, pay the city of Arlington Heights the $25 for the parking space. The $50 for 2 parking spots. Hang out, bring the TV, stream the game, do what we need to do. Since it's all going that way anyways with Amazon Prime streaming next year, why not? What the hell are we doing here?
It makes sense.
It just makes more sense. It makes more sense. And the Bears can make even more money if they own the parking lot.
Yep.
To having a bunch of drunk idiots out there hanging out, partying, having a fun time. It'd be a great time. All right, Les, I'm going to kick you the hell out of here, man. Thank you again so much for hanging out with us and partying with us tonight. I really do appreciate it. Thank you again. Lester, where can we find you? Where can we find all your stuff? Where can we follow you?
WindyCityGridiron.com. We got a podcast channel. We got, this year we're adding a new show. We're up to 5 shows on the channel now. Our video channel is Second City Gridiron. That's where we actually stream the podcast before it goes to the channel. And then I am on Twitter at Wiltfong Jr.
All right, Les, thank you so much again, man. I can't wait to have you on again during the Bear season, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Cool.
This time I probably won't be as nice. I'll probably be mean because they stink or something. I don't know, or they're winning too much or something.
See,
that's what's gonna happen. So
it's always something.
It's always something with me. It's always something. Lester, thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Take care. All right, everybody. Lester Wiltfong. You can follow him, like he said. Go to Windy City Gridiron. Follow him at Wiltfong Jr. on Twitter. The guy is awesome. Lester kicks ass. He's absolutely a great dude. I love talking with Les. He answered every single one of my questions tonight. And I thought I seriously thought I had like hours worth of questions for him. I did. I thought I had hours worth of questions for him. Turns out I had 25 minutes worth of questions for him. The rest of it, we're just sitting here hanging out talking. Before we cut you guys loose, guys, sorry, I'm still dealing with my little cough and I'm still wheezing like crazy. Before we cut you loose, I do have to play a couple more ads from a couple of our sponsors. So sit back, hang tight, and we'll be right back talking about some hot stuff coming up in the near future.
Fozzie Football, are you ready, brother? Real football action on a glossy game surface played shuffle style. Slide a shuffle puck at pass or run targets, and a free mobile app keeps track of every game detail. Easy to learn, but this game of skill is difficult to master. Take care of the ball or turnovers will kill your drive. The game is guaranteed to get your competitive fire burning, and it's perfectly sized to take anywhere. The park, a barbecue, your next tailgate, or fun at home on game nights. Fozzie Football is simply the best, most realistic and competitive game of football available anywhere. Add defense when your skill improves and take the game to the next level. The perfect mix of fast action and real football drama, where a last-second Hail Mary can break hearts or make champions.
Megaplex Sports Complex is a 78,000 square foot center filled with hardwood and turf. They have baseball rentals with batting cages, softball, soccer, lacrosse, gymnastics, cheerleading, cornhole, basketball, volleyball, and pickleball. It also features a bar and grill with the best pizza and beef sandwiches around. They cater to events such as birthdays, graduations, corporate parties, as well as memorabilia shows. Check them out at Megaplex Sports Complex, 15301 South Bell Road in Homer Glen, 708-966-4210.
All right, guys, and we are back. What a great night that we had here tonight, talking Cubs, talking White Sox, and a ton of Bears. I'm really excited, guys. I'm really excited for my Bears season this year. I cannot wait. Guys, I definitely do want to talk to you about some really cool stuff that 1252 has going on here soon. And I definitely want to bring it up because tickets are going really, 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 really fast. Okay, so on September 11th, on Bears opening day, at 10:30 in the morning over at Nick and Ivy Brewing in beautiful downtown Lockport, 1026 South State Street in Lockport, Illinois. We are doing a 1252 tailgate where Fred and I are doing a pregame show before the Bears and 49ers game. And the tickets are $40 a piece. Tickets are $40 a pop. What that $40 includes, it includes 2 free beers from Nick and Ivy. It includes 3 raffle tickets for the raffle prizes that we have. And it also includes a pizza buffet from Papa Joe's here in downtown Lockport. Great food, a bunch of stuff. There's going to be other sides and stuff like that. And it's all brought to you by us here at 1252. Guys, the prizes that you guys can win are awesome. There's a Cubs basket, there's a White Sox basket, and there's a Bears basket. In the Cubs basket, you can win tickets. In the White Sox basket, you can win tickets. And in the Bears basket, you can win a signed Mike Ditka signed helmet. All right, how cool is that? It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing a bunch of cool stuff down here, and especially during this football season, we're going to be all over the place. Fred and I, we got live shows popping up everywhere. But I wanted to tell you about the first one to kick it off. If you guys are interested, go to nickivybrewing.com and buy your ticket there. It's on the online ordering page. You click the online ordering, you click the takeout menu, and it's boom. It's the very first thing that pops up. It is the very first thing that pops up, the 1252 tailgate tickets. Purchase them there. Again, that's nickivybrewing.com. So get your butts there and order yourselves a ticket immediately. On a side note, on an even better note, we got Harry the Greek coming up again on Friday. I cannot wait for that. It's going to be a fun time talking with Harry. He's going to be doing his over-under, and he's been hot, guys. He's winning money left and right. So if you guys want to put some change in those pockets of yours, that's the show you got to listen to. Him and his cohort, Peter Blake, have been killing it all season long. And don't forget Jacob Charnow on Sunday mornings talking football on the Hard Count Football podcast. This kid knows what he's doing. The kid is going to school, guys. He's younger than all of us here. You put two of them together, he's still at the age as me. But the kid knows football better than half the people I know. I mean that honestly. I truly, truly do. Make sure you tune in to him on Sunday mornings. And then don't forget to listen to the Three Shots podcast when that's uploaded. They're uploaded every single Monday. Make sure you listen to that as well. So, guys, keep on. And then also, big announcement, banger, banger, bing, 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 bing. Don't forget, next Tuesday, not Monday, not Wednesday, Fred and I are doing a comp show with special guests in studio live here with us in this beautiful studio, the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill 159 studio down here in beautiful Lockport with special guests Mark G. and Greco and Carmen DeFalco. They're going to come join us live in studio. We're going to be hanging out, having a few drinks, having a few cocktails, getting drunk, talking about trading, the trade deadline, talking about the Bears training camp, the whole nine. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you guys focus in on that one. Make sure you guys tune in there too. On that note, guys, I'm out of here. Tonight was a great show. Thank you again to Lester Wiltfong. Thank you again to all of our amazing sponsors that we have here. Nick and Ivy Brewing, the Jonathan Darren team over at Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group, Coach's Corner in Orland Park, Fozzie Football, the Megaplex Homer Glen, Habano Cigars. Love them cigars. Papa Joe's Pizza in Lockport and Orland Park, Stagecoach Saloon, and last but not least, again, I know I'm wearing their hat too. The Whistle Sports Bar and Grill 159 out in Tinley Park. These guys are the best guys. Make sure you guys follow these guys. Make sure you guys go to these places because they're awesome. So, on that note, guys, we're out of here. You guys have a great night, and I will see you guys next week. I'm out. I'm tired. I got to go.
Thank you for listening to 1252 Sports Chicago.